Anxiety is a term I would really only use to describe dire situations. When you haven't studied for your final, anxiety. When your car broke down and you're late for work, anxiety. When you accidentally give away your personal information for your Amazon account and it gets hacked, anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. Just saying the word is giving me anxiety. I rarely get it, but this time it hit way too close to home. Okay. Let's rewind a bit. I'm talking about anxiety because my Amazon account got hacked with the worst timing possible, and I'm the only one to blame. Long story short, I got an email about an Apple purchase that I had not made, and instead of calling Apple to confirm it was them, I decided to plug my information into the website linked in the email. I had gained tunnel vision, which according to Google means I had the tendency to focus exclusively on a single or limited point of view. AKA, I give away my information without the slightest consideration that it might possibly be a scam. As if having my full name in my YouTube username wasn't bad enough. Okay, say what you will about me being stupid or naive, but this is something that happens to many people every day and can still happen to you. That being said, I immediately canceled my debit card and kept a close eye on the rest of my accounts. One of which was my Amazon account. The first thing that tipped me off was the amount of gift card money on said account, which tallied in at a total of, drumroll please, $411.98. My first thought was, sweet, free money. That is, until the money was gone. At that point, I needed to take action. The only problem was that this was really bad timing. I was on a little something some of us like to call a family vacation in none other than the gorgeous San Diego, California. The most sacred and blessed of trips, and my mind is trying to defuse an atomic bomb fueled by stress. Many of the small moments in the hotel room were spent trying to secure an account that someone had drilled a tunnel straight into. It's like that salesman that invites himself into your home only to practically force you to buy their product. Except in this case, the salesman is actually a thief and is trying to steal your entire identity. Over the process of 3 days I spent in beautiful San Diego, California, I chatted with Amazon employees. All of this only to find out that they had gone and refunded 2 of my biggest orders via the hacker's request, claiming that they did not obtain their products. Well, I mean, in their defense, they didn't receive their products because the products weren't theirs. Out of all the accounts they attempted hacking into, this one was the most thorough and thought through, going as far as changing my password multiple times just to keep me out. Nonetheless, I actually did get to enjoy my vacation, and it really wasn't until the plane ride home that I came to this realization. Speaking of said plane ride, that was my breaking point. I had tried everything in my power to stop this fierce entity, but my situation was headed nowhere. The hacker and I were playing a fighting game and our stats were equally balanced. I was fed up, and I decided that the best thing to do was suspend the account, so that no one could log in. I decided this in the airplane, on the runway, that was about to take off. Using my hotspot in Amazon's message and employee customer service line, I frantically typed about a paragraph's worth of text to an Amazon employee explaining why I was trying to lock myself out of my account. Luckily, it worked. The only problem was my head was spinning. And I'm not talking about being dizzy from the teacups at Disneyland. This was full-on stomach pain, racing thoughts, and full of anxiety. Look at that. I told you we'd get back to it. In many ways, this was bad for me, but in one way it was good. This situation actually pushed me into a new mindset. I actually became happy? Okay, I know it sounds odd, but here's how I did it. To calm myself down from the previous commotion, I reflected on the trip I just had. Being reminded of everything I had just experienced really cheered me up. From our favorite local restaurants we visited to the video game store I made my dad drive 35 minutes out of the way for was enough to lighten the load I had just been carrying with me. From this point on, I changed how I viewed the anxiety-fueled trench I was stuck in. I focused on the small parts of my life that really made me happy rather than the low points that kept dragging me down. Sure, I kept dealing with the hacked accounts as they popped up, but it stopped being the only thing that I thought about. Now you may be asking, but Aaron, what does this have to do with the scam? Well, actually, it doesn't. The email scam and the hacked accounts are only part of the story. I can't stress this enough that I wasn't actually appreciating my life as much as I should have, and I wasn't able to realize it until something was able to bring me down. Now, I'm not telling you to go and get hacked, but it's important to remember how lucky you are to be who you are, where you are. Okay, let's rephrase that. That was a little bit weird. Take a little time out of your life to appreciate where you're at, and you might find yourself in a better place than you were before. If there's anything you should take out of this video, it's that.